Iraq totally liberated from ISIS this weekend. A senior Iraqi military commander officially announcing the end of this long, violent war, claiming their American-backed troops now control the Syrian border. So what does this mean for our fight against terror? Joining us now, Fox News military analyst and a guy I know well. I spent time with him in Iraq, Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North. Colonel, good morning.
Good to see you, Griff. In fact, we spent a lot of time together in Iraq, probably more time than we did with our families for the first few years.
That's right. Colonel, so this news, what does this announcement mean?
You know, Griff, I look at it as kind of a rerun of the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good news is ISIS is no longer a military force capable of holding territory anywhere in the region. They kicked out of Syria. They're finished in Iraq. They're not capable of holding territory. But the bad news is that radical Islamist ideology is still a very powerful force for murder on a global scale, from the Philippines, the Islamist ghettos of West Europe, Egypt, as we saw in that mosque attack in the Sinai. And the ugly part of it is the Ayatollahs. And we saw the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps as they moved into a place they never were supposed to be, and that's Mosul. It was a year ago, last month, that you and I were there.
Well, in fact, Colonel, we actually have that tape. I shot it. You were doing the talking.
Okay.
Let me just roll the tape and show the viewers what we witnessed.
While we were waiting to go through this checkpoint, a convoy showed up, this long convoy of what appear to be mostly commercial vehicles. In fact, this is one of the provisional military units, a Shiite militia headed by Iranians from the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and the Quds Force.
Now, tell our viewers exactly who these guys are and why this matters in the future of Iraq.
Well, what they're trying to do in Iraq, and I say by they, I'm talking about the Iranians, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, and the Quds Force are their special operations guys. That was a Quds Force supported Iranian and Hezbollah and Shiite militia that we saw. And you very boldly, by the way, just so our listeners know, our watchers know, Griff could not show his camera. And we shot a lot of that on nothing more than iPhones. Turned out to be pretty good. But the reality of it is they tried to cover it up. They tried to hide that. And what Iran is doing is disguising their support for Bashar Assad in Damascus by constructing, if you will, a land bridge across Iraq to keep him supplied. Hezbollah is their agent, and Hezbollah is going to lead the attack against Israel and us because they think that the idea of a U.S. embassy in downtown Jerusalem is a bad thing. It is not good to have them working against us. It's certainly not good to have the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps helping build nuclear weapons in North Korea.
And Colonel, I just want to ask you if you had noticed in the statement by the Iraqi Prime Minister Abadi, did you see any special thanks for the U.S. troops for their advise and assist backing that they gave us there?
Not a bit. In fact, you and I saw this again just a year ago. Every effort is being made by the Abadi organizations and their politics in in Baghdad to make sure that the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has the access that they need to keep supporting Bashar Assad and in support for Hezbollah against Israel.
Colonel North, thank you very much for joining us, and I'm sorry Navy didn't come through, and Pete is ribbing me very hard.
I was going to wear my end sweater this morning, but I just couldn't put it on.
Always next year. Thank you, Colonel. See you.